Nintendo of America has announced that their president, Doug Bowser, is retiring after only 5 years of the president, which is much shorter than the last president. GameStop is in the news because of a real but also funny announcement because of how many things are releasing on the 26th of September and them kind of joking about how that's going to go and how it's going to totally be destroyed by scalpers, but that's just a me thing. Not they didn't officially say that, but I can definitely see them fully just losing to the scalpers. My name is the Techno Jelly. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once we do, we'll be doing a celebration, so please hit that subscribe button. And if you would like to support me directly, please go over to my Patreon, where we now have exclusive Patreon content and polls if you would like to go over to my Patreon and check that out. Doug Bowser, the president of Nintendo up until December 31st of 2025, announced officially on Twitter, and I quote, "Today I announced my plan to retire from Nintendo effective December 31st, 2025. Nintendo has been an integral part of my life for 44 years, starting with Donkey Kong Arcade as a kid in college, and it has been an honor to contribute to this incredible company and bring our beloved characters and worlds to fans through our video games, theme parks, and movie experiences. I extend my best wishes to Devin Pitchard as she leads Nintendo of America forward, and I thank all of you for your passion and support of Nintendo, and you can count on me to remain a Nintendo fan." When this announcement happened, I was honestly quite surprised, because he only became the president in 2019, so it's only been about 6 years-ish, depending on, start dates and end dates and stuff like that. And honestly, other than the announcement when they became president, because his last name is literally Bowser, which was a great announcement. And then when he did the interview with the Switch 2 about the pricing of Mario Kart World being $80, I don't really remember Doug Bowser doing a lot. But then again, he hasn't been there for a very long time. I do know some international fans really liked him because he would tweet in different languages, or like he would post in different languages, and he was a big supporter of translating the games into more native languages for Spanish. Spanish was the one that I know was the big one, but other languages as well. So I know a lot of those fans, the international fans, really enjoyed him being there because he was very big in like the whole Nintendo community, not just the English and Japanese side, which, to be fair, is a decent portion of their audience. It is a major portion of their audience, but there is still a really big portion of other languages that play Nintendo games. So it is interesting that he's leaving so early, and like he's not even that old. Like, he's not that old. Like, sure, he played Donkey Kong Arcade when he was in college, but like he's not that old of a guy. Like, he's only 60 years old, so that is not that old to be retiring already from the president. Like, I assume he's still gonna be doing more things with this. It's just still shocking to me that he only was there for about 6 years, because the last president, Reggie, was there for, I think, over 20 years, if I remember correctly. And he did a lot with Nintendo. To be fair, he also was there a lot longer as well. And I mean, like, Doug Bowser was there with Nintendo for a long time, but he wasn't there as the chief officer / president, because for some reason the Nintendo of America has two titles. They have the chief operating officer and president, which I don't necessarily know why, but it's bureaucracy stuff, so it's interesting. And the replacement is Devon Pritchard, which is going to be the first woman president of Nintendo of America, which is going to be very interesting. But she is also a veteran. She's been there since 2006, and she has been the vice president of revenue, marketing, and consumer experience of Nintendo of America since 2022. So she has a lot of experience in Nintendo and running things, because she was the vice president of revenue, marketing, and consumer experience. From what I've seen, at least through the initial looking and checking stuff out, she seems fine. She doesn't seem like to be like a super crazy person. I have seen some worrying things that she seems to be a numbers person, like a numbers corporate person, which in video game world, that's a bad thing generally, because they don't understand necessarily how things can function sometimes. But hopefully, because she's been with Nintendo since 2006, so she understands the video game industry a little bit more than some other just random executive from the tech industry or something like that. So hopefully she understands the video game industry a little bit more. But I think the biggest thing is that she is going to be the first woman president slash chief operating officer in 2026, which is when she officially replaces Doug Bowser. And it's going to be interesting where Nintendo goes from that. Now, to be fair, Nintendo of America doesn't really have a lot of say in terms of like Nintendo's direction, you know? Nintendo of Japan is the main branch and will forever be the main branch. So she doesn't actually have like power over like what Nintendo games come out or what Mario is doing or what they're going to do with the franchise and stuff like that. It's nothing like that. But it's going to be interesting to see how she handles the position in terms of what they are going to be doing. Because even though Nintendo games are doing pretty well, Nintendo's public perception isn't the best right now in terms of within the video game industry. With the casual audience, I don't think people hate Nintendo, but within the hardcore audience, there are definitely people that are not as cool with Nintendo as they were before, and I don't see that changing, honestly, because I don't think she really would be able to change that. I hope it doesn't get worse for her, because if things get really bad with Nintendo and she's the head of Nintendo of America, there's going to be so many annoying people saying, oh, it's because she's a woman and stuff like that, where she's probably not the ones making decisions. It's Nintendo of Japan, and they just kind of have to implement their decisions the way they see fit, but they can't necessarily change the overall message or like the overall theme. Like they kind of have some wiggle room, but it's what Nintendo of Japan says is what happens from what I can see when it comes to most of this stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see, because like the biggest thing that most people know Doug Bowser for initially was the 2019 reveal where because his name is literally Bowser. And when he recently talked about the Mario Kart World being $80. And like, we don't really necessarily know if that was his decision. It most likely wasn't. It was most likely Nintendo Japan's decision, or a combination of a bunch of things. I don't think it was his sole decision, but that's what he's most known for, at least from what I can tell. So I really hope that she can get a better reputation and a better standing like Reggie did, because even though Reggie did have some interesting, like, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, most people have fond memories of Reggie. And most people don't even, other than the fact that his name was Bowser, most people don't know what he did. So hopefully Devin Pritchard has a better tenure with Nintendo as the president of America, so it can just do better, because I just want Nintendo to do better in a lot of ways, because it's super annoying seeing how good their games are, but everything outside of the video games is just like nail on the chalkboard annoying. Moving on to another company that doesn't have a very good reputation, Gamestop made a mock / serious / for fun press release on Twitter and probably other social medias, but the way I found it was on Twitter. And it was basically saying here that because Pokemon Mega Evolution Collection, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Doom of Dimensions Collection, the Magic the Gathering Spiderman Collection, the EA Sports FC 26 release, and a free Pokemon promo card for spending $15, all on the same day, they said basically there's going to be really long lines and not enough inventory for everyone, basically is what they're saying. So they're making no guarantees, and they made a very fun post about how like they're assuming no liability to find a parking spot or acquire the product, which is very interesting. I wonder, could you pre-order stuff like this? I don't think you can. You have to go there day one. I feel bad for anyone in the physical card game player base, because it must suck, because you're fighting scalpers and all that type of stuff, and most companies just don't care, it seems, about that type of stuff. And I'm sure it can be very frustrating as a player, because you just want your cool cards, but you have to either be there and camp out all night or buy it from a scalper because they got it there first. But they also have the exhibits there as well as demonstration, and yeah, it looks really cool, and I'm excited for people who are excited for these things, but I do not envy them, because I highly doubt they're going to be able to get any of these sets day one. You're going to have to be insanely lucky or insanely crazy or a bit of both to be able to get these, because there's going to be long lines. I do really enjoy the chance of EA Sports. It's in the game because of the EA Sports FC, which was which was FIFA, but it is now called EA Sports FC because of the licensing agreements. And I do also like that they have our associate Greg, which I don't know where this started, but I don't know. I can't remember how that started, but he's always there in any of the GameStop stuff now. But it's going to be interesting to see how the actual day is on the thing, because I've seen actual pictures of people just like getting the tents out, getting ready to line up and stuff like that. And it reminds me of like when like Super Smash Brothers came out for Brawl for the Wii, or when Halo 2 came out, or Halo 3, or the new COD game came out and everyone was camping out at GameStop. The Halo 3 was the big one that I remember, because like everyone wanted to play Halo 3 on the 360 and everyone was camping out. I didn't. I was like, I can wait. But I've always been that type of person. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I really do enjoy, even though I am still surprised GameStop still exists because it hasn't been profitable in, I feel like, a decade. It's going to be interesting to see how well the actual day goes. And I know that they're still trying stuff and they're still doing things. And I mean, the funny thing is out of all 5 of these announcements, only one of them is a video game. So like they're basically a glorified card shop right now, which is kind of funny, because they haven't been a video game store in so long. They've been either a pop figure seller or a card game seller, it looks like. They basically don't sell video games anymore, which, hey, makes sense because there isn't a lot of profit to be in there, so it makes sense. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Once again, if you would like to support me directly, please go over to my Patreon. There are exclusive content you can see there, polls, and a once a month live stream starting in October. If you would like to check that out, please hit the subscribe button. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button and join the community. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. I completely understand. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, or you would like to join the Patreon and join all of these nice people in the credits, you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Techno Jelly. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Goodbye everyone.